stream is beginning. Hi my cuties, hi everyone, hi Cat, hi Icky, hi Stream Elements bot, hello. Quote, ooh, so you see that, okay. I was trying to add a quote because I've heard that it should be possible, but I of course cannot check it before the stream. I need to stream to check something like that. And the stream elements wasn't active, but now it's running, so maybe it... Okay, it's not well. Okay. Hi, Iki, hi. Rayumi added quote 1. Does it mean that now quote 1 would be ooh? I need to check this. Huh. Interesting. So it's right as you dropped and deleted. I see. It's interesting because in the same time, Stream Elements decides that it's an error and that it's a quote. Can you both try to add something? Because I think Kat should be able to add a quote since he's mode, but I'm not sure about Iki. Can you try? Okay, meanwhile, I'm gonna jump here. And where's the DLC? Here it is. Hi Rattle, hi. How are you? Okay, it's visible. It works. Okay, but what about quote add? Can you try add a quote, like use comment quote add and then something? Three more. Not sure how to add quotes. Like this. That's instead of owa or write something. Chat is laugh, can be. Okay, so Iki for sure cannot add quotes. I see, because he's not a mod. Makes sense. What about other? What about Cat or Rattle? Can you both add something? Okay, so Cat can add this, and now, because I see. Wait a second. Okay, because I had a comment quote I've made today, and I guess this is the reason, the thing that it wasn't working. Okay, so now when you write quote, it randomly chooses between three quotes, which we added. And if you want a special quote we've already added, we need to write quote space 3. Amazing. This is how it works. So now everyone can add any quote, and if we want to remove something, quote remove, let's remove 2. Yes, I removed the quote now it's only, oh no, I removed oa and there's only quote as let us see if you handled multiple arguments. Yes, now we've got a new quote. Amazing. I've also added something like that. Of course, I've added Discord. I mean, why are you giving this much power to people? I don't know. I shouldn't, I know. So there's a link to Discord, but I also added reset deaths and reset yawns. Reset deaths. Yes, reset yawns as well. And what else? What I did add today? Oh, show deaths. Does it work? Yes, and show yawns. So the show command do not add any number. It just shows how many times something has happened. Amazing. Amazing. It's working. Now we can go back to the game. Sorry sorry that it took so much time. I need to check it, and I unfortunately cannot check it on my own. I need to stream to that. Yes. That is why. I'm sorry, Iki. You can't add quote. You need to be mod to do something like that. So let's go with story balance. The story between Natsuki and Saori, I think. Let's go! Sayori, not Saori. Sayori. Natsuki! While Natsuki is messing with the orientation of her manga in the closet shelf, Sayori approaches from behind and pulls her into an ambulance. I think that this is a bit too loud, at least for me. Now it's better. Let me know if it's good for you as well, please. What? Hi. Hi. The literature club has been in full swing since Natsuki joined. Including her, the club is now comprised of 4 members. If you want to add quote, it has to be quote add, not add quote. Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and Monika. Each club member had received a day in the spotlight to share all of their favorite kinds of literature with each other. Natsuki was first and shared her passion for manga. Then Sayori shared her love for poetry and well as how she goes about writing it herself. Monika, who has multiple literary interests, decided to focus her day on short stories. And finally, Yuri managed to demonstrate her obsession with fantasy with a little help and encouragement from Sayori. After the week was spent on the presentations, Monika decided to give the club members this next week to freely explore each other's literary interests. Sayori, having spent most of her time in the club so far with Yuri's fantasy books, is rather excited to begin her journey into Natsuki's manga collection. I want to read with you today. Tell me which one I should pick. Well, that depends on the kind of stuff you like. I mean, there's like romance, drama, comedy, mystery. I like all those things. Sayori reaches out and pulls a random book from the shelf and inspects the cover. Shouldn't this girl be wearing more clothes? Haha. The magic of manga, no. You wouldn't like that one. Was it something inappropriate for a school? Oh. In a panic, Natsuki snatches the book from Sayori's hand, then replaces it on the shelf in a less conspicuous location. Okay, well, if you really have no preference, then let's just start with something that's easy to get into. A lot of these don't start to get really good until like a few volumes in, and I wouldn't ask someone to make that kind of commitment commitment unless they're already really into manga. I could handle it. I did it with Yuri's book at least. Wow, I'm more considerate than that. Although I'm kind of impressed by your attention span if you put that much effort into her books. Why wearing clothes when you have the body of a Greek god? In Greek it was normal not to wear clothes, but now it would be nice for people to wear them, don't you think? No, I have the attention span of a donut. God damn it. Hi Rima! Hello! How are you? What, Ima has appeared? Interesting. Yes, Rima. Clothes are overrated. You also can add a quote if you want. Like this. You write quote, add, and what do we write there? Let me choose something like some of old quotes I had, but they didn't work. Yes, now it's added. But I love my friends and I can do anything if it's for them. Well, okay then. Let's pick you something that even donuts can read. I didn't say I was a donut, I just said I had the attention span of one. Were you just trying to call me sweet? You're so cute. No, how did you get to that conclusion? And don't call me that. A donut? Cute. Oh, how come? I just don't like it. I don't need a reason. Natsuki yanks a book from the shelf and closes the closet doors. What the fuck? Rayumi's favorite color is yellow. All art should be in a yellow theme. I need to take this power away from you. If someone asks you to stop, then you just need to stop. People need to realize that. Skidaddle, skidoodle, your arm is now a noodle. God damn it. I'm sorry, I really didn't mean to hurt you. Nah, sorry, it wasn't you. Natsuki shakes her head while pulling a second chair over to her desk. I was talking about something else. I didn't mean to get angry all of a sudden. Natsuki averts her gaze and mumbles. You're like a nice person, so I wasn't talking about you. I still learned a valuable lesson. Sayori speaks softly as well, feeling shy after receiving the unexpected compliment. Well, anyway, here's the book, so you just start it whenever you feel like it. What's it about? Well, it's like a comedy, and there's romance too, obviously. Sayori looked at the title. It's called Love in Another Word for Luck. It's about a guy who keeps accidentally running into the same guys, and then you find out, like, well, you should just read it. But you have to tell me what you think. I can already guess who you're gonna shape yourself with. It would be so funny if I'm right. Shape? I don't get it. Never mind, let's not worry about that yet. Ooh, shaping. Let me ask 8-Ball. Should I take that power away from you? 8-Ball. Should I take quote power away? Tell me. Might actually be yes. Understandable. 8-Ball says that I should probably take this power away from you. Just make sure you tell me what you think. Okay. I start then. Hey, maybe tomorrow we can do poetry too. Yeah, I guess. But don't you want to finish this first? Quote at, did you know that reading this text might make you breathe manually, feel your tongue inside your mouth, and make you aware that your teeth are wet most of the time? God damn it, I hate you, Rato. Yeah, but we could do both. I mean, unless you don't like poetry, then I won't make you anything. Nah, it's just... Well, never mind. We can worry about it tomorrow. After the club meeting ends, this Natsuki and Yuri leave. Monika strikes up a conversation with Sayori. Oh, I see you got Natsuki to share some of her manga with you. I really want to become better friends with her. She's so enthusiastic and expressive. I could just listen to her talk. She's so cute. I'm almost sure if she meant I can't say that to her, if I can't say it at all. Say what? Nothing. I'm a woman of respect. But Natsuki is a woman of cute. Oh, I said it. Haha, what's so bad about that? I don't know, but you know, there's one thing I'm kinda worried about. Sometimes I'm afraid that Natsuki actually doesn't like me very much. Oh, that's ridiculous. How come you feel that way? I'll need to go into lurking. Someone needs my help. Okie dokie. Good time with lurking. See ya. Well, I mean, just like signs, like how she only says hi to me after I say hi to her first. And it feels like she only gets excited to talk to me when it's about manga and other stuff she likes. She just seems dismissive a lot. She was like that when I brought up poetry. Yeah, but that doesn't mean she doesn't like you. She's probably just shy, you know? Maybe. My stupid head is just making me worry for no reason. It likes to do that. It's okay. Try not to worry so much, everything will be great. But you can always talk to me about any concerns that you have. I'm here to help. You're the best. Sayori gives Monika a quick hug. Well, I'm gonna keep trying because I love her and I wanna get closer to her. You got this. What now? After the next club meeting starts, Sayori is the last one in as usual. Yay! Trotting into the room, she sees Natsuki sitting alone by the closet, reading what must be manga. Without hesitation, Sayori pulls up a chair and plops herself down right next to Natsuki. Hello there! Hi. What you reading? Can I read it with you? Natsuki pulls the book away from Sayori. You can't just stand in the middle, there are spoilers. Besides, what about the one I gave you yesterday? Sorry, I was just curious. Well, anyway, I've been waiting forever for this volume to come out, and it just came out yesterday, so... Oh, that's exciting. Well, I'll let you read it then. Can I sit next to you though? Sure. Sayori plops herself down next to Natsuki, then pulls out a blank sheet of paper. Natsuki reads in silence, save for the periodic flutter of a page being released from beneath her thumb. From Sayori's side, only the light tapping noises of her pen meeting the paper can be heard. Ooh, Sayori's writing. Time passes. Sayori's paper is filled with scribbles, and the margins are lined with stick figures. Natsuki lets out a deep sigh and closes her book. Did you finish? No, but it's a good stopping point. My head is swimming. I need a break. Natsuki stretches her arm. Aren't you bored? No, I was writing. I saw all the stick figures and thought you were just bored. I just draw those when I'm thinking or waiting for inspiration. I made friends with them all. God damn it. That's schizophrenia. She's making friends with some doodles on the margins. That's not a healthy way to make friends. Did you get enough sleep? Yes, I did. I think it's pretty early for me. I shouldn't be yawning. I always yawn during this game, don't I? Plus, maybe because I had to wake up much earlier than yesterday because I had an exam today. Oh right, I forgot to tell you, but I've got results from yesterday's exam, which I was writing, and because this is the same exam because of which I had to make Hogwarts Legacy stream later, and I passed this. I was expecting to fail it, so I'm very happy that I passed it, even if it's the lowest grade I could have. I still passed it, so it is only what's matter. And now I'm waiting for the results from today's exam, because they told us it should be today's evening, and it's evening. Where's my grade? I'm asking you. I'm checking my phone for like past 2 hours. Where is it? Where's my grade? I want to know if I passed. Yes. A pass is a pass. Exactly. I was very surprised that I've passed, to be honest. Positively surprised, of course. Good job. Thank you. The extra stories are kind of slow. Yeah, they are. This one is sad because she thinks the night sky is pretty, but she can't look up at the stars in public without everyone thinking she's a weirdo. And this one has problems with his back, but the doctor can't figure out what's wrong with him. What the heck? You're the weirdo. Wanna read the poem I'm working on? Sure, I guess. Sayori slides the paper over to Natsuki. As Natsuki reads through the poem, she furrows her eyebrows. She slides the paper back over to Sayori. Don't you ever feel weird just sharing all of your thoughts and feelings like that? I mean, your poems are like really emotional. Is that bad? Well, no, it was just an observation. I think people can get closer to each other if they find ways to expressing their feelings. Well, Natsuki begins to protest, but she can't find a good way of putting her thoughts into words. Doesn't that depend more on the kinds of friends you have? I don't know. To each their own, but I've never met anyone I'd feel comfortable sharing my poems with. No, that it's you. It's just how I am. So, you write poems? You never told me that. I just thought you wrote other stuff. Yeah, that's true, but you should. I mean, would you ever want to share? Like I said, I don't do that. But can we talk about something else? I'm sorry. It's not your fault. It just makes me uncomfortable. I can't help it. Still, I'm sorry. It's fine. Well, let's move on to something that makes us both happy. I should continue the book you gave me since I didn't get very far yet. Sure. They can't. They didn't find a way of talking to themselves. That's very sad, because Sayori is trying her best, but Natsuki is tsundere, and it's not easy to just talk with her. Over the next few days, Sayori begins each club meeting by approaching Natsuki with unwavering enthusiasm. It's Natsuki! Natsuki! Hi, Natsuki! At the end of the club meeting, Monika, who has become rather invested in Sayori's friendship mission, starts an innocuous conversation with Natsuki while she packs up. It's cool that you've been finding time to spend with Sayori. She was pretty excited for the chance to read manga with you. Yeah. For some reason, Monica kind of sounds here for me like a mother who is very worried about her child and just thanks anyone who decided to be friends with her child because her child is so poor and poor thing that she can't make friends by her own. I don't know. It's kinda like that. A topic Sarah is well informed on hanging around. No, don't. We're not making a piñata cosplay again. Not this time. I'm sure you've been enjoying the chance to share it too, right? Yeah, mostly. Natsuki glances over her shoulder but doesn't reply further. What's on your mind? Nothing. I don't talk about people behind their backs. Oh. Natsuki falls silent, but she just fidgets instead of getting back to what she was doing as though she wants to say more. It's okay to share your feelings. That's different from talking about someone behind their back. I guess. I just hate when people talk about me behind my back, so I'm better than to do it to others. Monica shares a bright smile. You're really considerate. Thanks, I guess, but it doesn't feel like it. You can trust me. Natsuki stands in silence for a moment, still fidgeting. I just feel smothered sometimes. I'm not used to someone being like all over me right after we meet. I mean, it's fun to hang out with her, but I just have no control over the pace. I can't just meet someone and instantly become best friends with them and like share everything about myself. That's not how it works. I just want to chill out sometimes. Oh, I didn't realize that was happening. It's fine. Why would you have? I know, I just feel bad about it. I know Sayori, so I should have realized. Monica navigates through her thing of guilt, which has surfaced mainly due to her being the one who previously encouraged Sayori's behavior. See, again! Mommy who's worried about her child. True. Exactly. I know I'm right. Monica, I mean, that's kinda cute, but also kinda irritating. Sayori can take care of herself, I think. I really think. Despite not knowing the situation, Monica can't help but feel a little responsible. Do you want me to talk to her about it? No, I wouldn't like that. Well, I could like divert her into another club activity for you or something. No way, that would be so underhanded and mean. Sorry, I didn't think that one through. Besides, just because I complained about it doesn't mean I'm asking for someone to solve my problems for me. True. I'm sorry. I guess I just instinctively want to try to solve problems, even if I haven't been invited to. It's fine. Bruh, last time when we let Sayori take care of herself, she really took care of herself. No. But that time was bad. We don't talk about that time. I would talk to Sayori about it, but it would make things really weird between us. I feel like it would make her just constantly be afraid that she's bothering me. I don't know how to just keep things natural. Well. Hi Rainy! Hi, how are you? Is doing dating sim? Yeah, but it's extra content, so actually we're not dating with anyone, just reading an extra stories between girls, so we can know what kind of relationships were there between them, you know, fancy stuff. Doki. Damn. I think if you do a good job expressing all of your feelings, she would totally understand. Saya really wants to be the best she can she can be for other people. I think she would actually be happy that you want to improve her friendship with her. Maybe. It just feels so dumb talking to someone about how to be friends with them. It's just weird and not cool. Monica shrugs. It's the literature club. Then she mumbles through a stifled laugh. It's not the cool club. Hey! Sorry. That just tickled me for some reason. Look, I know that you're kind of a tough spot and that it's hard for you to really express yourself. But you've really demonstrated to me that you are great at self-reflection and critical thinking, even if it doesn't feel like it to you. I think that's the most important part of being able to navigate through these things. So I believe that you'll find the right thing to do. Well, Natsuki instinctively starts to reject the compliment, but she can't find any excuse to do so. Thanks. Natsuki gathers her things, then she finishes her thought in a mumble. I'm still glad I joined the club, even if it's weird sometimes. Monica smiles, but Natsuki turns her back and walks away before waiting for a reply. It was an unusual way for Natsuki to express her appreciation, but Monica knew what she meant. It made Monica feel like everything really was going to be okay. Okay, and that is half of the story. So I'm gonna make a very short break, like 5 minutes, because I'm out of water and I need to go to my kitchen and pour water to my Brita filter and wait for the water so it can filter and then pour it to my glass so I can drink it. So 5 minutes breaks, guys. I'll be back soon. Don't mess up with the bot too much, please. 8-ball, what do you think about it? Stream Elements says Yaki. Well, I don't know. So, see ya. sorry for making you wait. I was waiting for water to filter, to be filtered, and it is yummy water. And you even didn't mess up with a bot. Impossible. So balance part 2. It's lunchtime. Sayori, who usually buys her lunch, is making her way to the cafeteria like any other day. The clamor and bustle of the students is drowned by Sayori's impassable skill of zoning out. Hi Rata, welcome back. However, her imagination is momentarily interrupted by the glimpse of a familiar pink-haired girl. Hey, that's Natsuki. I never run into the other club members around the school. Natsuki! Sayori stands on her tiptoes and waves. Natsuki, who is busy walking and chatting with her friends, doesn't notice Sayori at first. Then she glances over in Sayori's direction. Sayori waves enthusiastically. Following her friends, Natsuki quickly ducks around the corner. Hey! She definitely saw me. Oh no, now Sayori will think that Sayori will think that Natsuki hates her. But it's just a huge misunderstanding. No. Monika is the first to arrive to the club meeting, then Natsuki. Sayori, having glanced through the window to see Natsuki already inside, is unable to work up enough courage to enter. Natsuki has been so distant with me. I was stupid to think she ever wanted to be friends. She only got excited because she got to share her manga. But aside from that, she doesn't even like me. I should just go home today. Sorry, but do you plan on going inside? No. Why? I'm sulking. Oh. Well, I'm sorry for bothering you. Excuse me. No! Don't leave me! Oh. I'll stay here then. I don't want to go in. I'm afraid of bothering Natsuki. I saw her at lunch today, so I waved and called out to her, but instead of saying hi, she just ran away from me. Really? Not bad. Hey! Huh? Did I skip something? No. She just says, really? Not bad? Eh? Sorry, I'm sorry. That was a joke. It just sounded like something stupid that I would do from anxiety. From anxiety? Well, I just don't like attention being drawn to myself. Oh. Well, that makes sense based on the person you are, but Natsuki isn't shy like that at all. I thought we were friends, but it feels like every day she's just trying to distance herself more instead of get closer. It makes me feel like she was only spending time with me during the club because I was reading manga, but she doesn't actually want to be friends with me. Well, I feel like I'm missing a lot of context here. Was she in the middle of anything when you approached her? No, she was just walking with her friends. With her friends? Yuri pauses for a moment. How do I put this? Sayori, you're very fond of your friends, right? You always want to be spending time with them. Of course, I don't think there's anything more important to me. I mean, the best part of my day are always with my friends. Besides that, I really hate being alone, so... You hate being alone? Sayori nods. We're definitely different people. I cherish my time alone. I wouldn't trade it for anything. So I think, well, if I was trying to have a long time and it was being threatened with an interruption, then it just would not make me very happy. God damn it, I know what Yuri's talking about. For example, let me think. Like, in my hometown, I used to go after school to a swing in the park. Actually, on the playground in the park, never mind. But I was spending hours there only swinging and listening to music, spending time in my head, thinking about anything. And the worst thing that could happen was when one person, that was a boy who was definitely attracted to me, and he kept following me and spent time there just standing next to the swing and talking with me. And it was the worst time ever for me, because even if I liked talk with him, the time on the swing was only for me. I was doing anything so he wouldn't spend time with me back there in that place, like going home, leaving my backpack, observing if he's still there, and then run to the park and swing, or just anything. Yeah, if someone decided to disturb me back then when I was swinging, that was a crime, unforgivable crime. I totally understand Yuri. Yeah, but that doesn't have to do with Natsuki. She was already with her friends, not trying to be alone or anything. No, I think it's similar. Well, we're all friends in the club, but we have our own lives outside of the club as well. If you think about it, making new friends isn't some casual occurrence that happens on a daily basis. A friendship is an invitation to intertwine your lives together, but the capacity of which each person is ready to do that might be different. There are friends who just like to have fun together, and others who just talk every day and share every detail of their lives with each other. I think when establishing a friendship, it's important to consider the comfort level to the other person. I mean, we don't really know much about Natsuki's life outside of the club. It could be that she simply needs to make friends at her own pace rather than just head first into a new commitment. But that means I really was bothering her? I just really wanted to be good friends with her, so I treated her like one. Was I actually hurting her? I don't know. I'm sorry. My insight was really only based on what I understand about my own needs, and Natsuki and I are completely different, so why was I so selfish? Even if all that is true, then it still means I hurt her. I think I messed up. Yuri, with you, I think I was really careful to understand your needs when I was becoming friends with you. But I wasn't careful at all with Natsuki because she already seemed really social. I just took control of everything instead of looking for the right balance. Now I hurt her and she doesn't want to talk to me. How could I let myself do this? Sayori, I think that, well, there was one time you told me something about the way I saw things in my head being different from reality. It's easy to automatically jump to the worst case scenario, but I think it's more likely that Natsuki doesn't harbor any ill feelings towards you. So I think if we were to realistically consider the situation and how it would cause someone to feel, I'm bad at this, I'm sorry. You're a lot better than me at things like comforting or reassuring people. Suddenly, Sayori gives Yuri a gentle hug. Ah! You're the best, Yuri. I'm sorry for bothering you with this. You're trying to do so hard for me. You're such a sweetheart. It's not a burden. I enjoy listening to others. And my friends deserve happiness. Sayori beams. Well, I think I'm gonna give Natsuki some space. She should do what she wants. And if she does still want to be friends, then I'll learn her needs and I'll match her boundaries. Yeah, I'm sure that's what's best. I wish I didn't feel so awful and guilty. It makes me feel desperate, like I need to make it up to her by trying to make her happy. But that's not what she needs, I just have to tell her myself. It hurts, but I guess it means I still need to grow. I really want to grow as a person. If it's to be better for my friends, I want that. That's very mature of you, Sayori. I'm mature! Sayori hops up and down on her toes. So, does that mean you'll be going home after all? Sayori shakes her head. I need to be here to show her that I respect her space. I just spent the club by myself today. Yuri nods in understanding. You can go fast. Okay. You're blocking the door. Oh, Sayori steps aside. By the way, before Yuri enters the club room, Sayori interjects. You said that you and Natsuki are completely different, but I don't really think that's true. I think you're actually really similar in a lot of ways. Yuri smiles and shakes her head. Sayori, that's an absurd. You're very silly sometimes. Yuri turns and enters the club room. After a moment, Sayori follows. Yoo-hoo! So, long story short, we've got an extrovertic and introvertic who are trying to be friends, but it is how it is, and it is painful. The club room is quiet. When Sayori walks in, Natsuki glances in her direction. Sayori smiles and gives Natsuki a quick wave before sitting down across the room. Yuri's face is already buried in the book. Sayori decides it's best to continue the manga she was reading, so she pulls it out. However, it looks like Natsuki isn't reading today. She has a sheet of paper in front of her and is tapping a pen against her desk, staring at it. Oh? Poetry, perhaps? Oh, are you writing today? Monika speaks in her quiet voice, unwilling to disturb the peace of the classroom. She kneels down at Natsuki's desk. Hey! Natsuki pulls the sheet closer to her and covers it with her arms. Sorry, I didn't mean to pick. Whatever. I just wanted to see how everything was going. It's fine. Natsuki replies dismissively. She glances over at Sayori, who is focused on her manga. Monika follows Natsuki's gaze. I think she's mad at me. How come? I'm busy right now. Ask me later. Monika falls silent. Natsuki looks back down at her paper. She inches her hand away from the top margin, allowing Monika to see. It says, to Sayori. Oh my god! Natsuki's writing poem for Sayori! That's so romantic and cute! Understanding, Monika smiles. She places a hand on Natsuki's shoulder and whispers softly. I am proud of you. God damn it, stop being mother for everyone here, Monika. I know, do you have some mommy issues or something? Do you really need to be mother for everyone? You're already mom for Sayori, now you're acting like a mom for Natsuki? When it's gonna be with Yuri, huh? Sorry, I just came off. Hi Cosmo, hi, how are you? Nice to see you. Hi. We were playing the DLC Plus, as you see, the side story. I didn't go mad. I swear. Yes. Let's go back. Natsuki looks away but makes no motion to remove Monika's hand. Monika gives Natsuki's shoulder a quick squeeze before standing back up and pulling away. The end of the club meeting passes. Yuri has already departed, so has Monika after checking on Sayori and Natsuki to ensure they wouldn't stay too late. Sayori was determined to finish her manga before heading out, since the end was approaching. However, with Natsuki also staying late for an unknown reason, a silent tension hangs in the air. After finishing the volume, Sayori brings it to the closet to put it away. She slides in it back onto the shelf while Natsuki watches. Then Natsuki gets up and pulls it back out in order to return it to its proper location. Sorry, I didn't know where it's supposed to go. It's fine. The two fall silent again, avoiding eye contact. They both look like they're about to say something, but neither can break the silence. A moment passes. Well, I'll be on my way. See ya tomorrow. Sayori turns away to hide her pained expression, then walks away from the closet. If there was any proof Natsuki no longer wanted to be friends, this was it. Defeated, Sayori carries herself out of the clubroom. No! Once in the hallway, Sayori takes a deep breath and hits her palms against her cheeks to clear her head a little. Suddenly, Natsuki's stammering voice calls from behind. Yes! This is exactly what I've been waiting for! Whew. Natsuki? Startled, Sayori turns back around to face Natsuki. A cat! Maybe not the cat scene, but look at this cute scene. How it's not as cute as two scenes we got before between Monika and Sayori and Natsuki and Monika, but it's also very good quality. I like it. I just love it. Natsuki fidgets and anxiously continues with a shaking voice. I have a lot of things to say. Me too. But you go first. Natsuki bites her lip and can't stay still. Well, first of all, she cuts herself short, struggling to continue. Trying to force the words out, she stamps her foot and hops up down a little. Look, she's holding here the piece of paper. I'm sorry for the thing I did at lunch, and I'm sorry for just being kind of mean lately. It's really hard for me to like. I'm not good with things that make me uncomfortable, especially when it comes to like feelings and stuff. So, face burning, Natsuki climbs up again. Instead of continuing, she simply holds up a sheet of paper for Sayori to take. Oh my god, the poem! Guys, the poem. The best place in the world. I love my bedroom. It's full of bright colors and soft things. The sunlight shines in and makes everything sparkle. It's the best place in the world. It has all my treasures, all my books, my collections, my memories. All of my dreams were born in this room. It's the best place in the world. It has all my secrets, all my failures, my fears, my feelings. Sometimes it feels so fragile that the door will break at the slightest touch, but it's still the best place in the world. But when someone knocks, I get scared. I brace my arms against the loose hinges. Please don't break, don't come in, I'm not ready. It's my best place in the world. The knocking won't stop. I block the door with furniture. An eye peeks through the keyhole and I panic. I'm trapped in the best place in the world. I'm not ready to share my favorite place. I need to clean my secrets and make my bed to hide my nightmares. I need to touch them to put them away, to see them again. I have so much to do and I'm scared. I'm not ready. But it's still my favorite place. I still want to share it. However long it takes, if you wait patiently, I'll eventually open the door and I'll show you the best place in the world. Oh my god, what a cute poem! And I finally could understand what someone meant writing it. It's totally in Natsuki's style, very much understandable. Yes. It's a poem, but I thought, well, I sucked it up so that I could work things out with you. So just be happy about it. Please. Sayuri smiles deeply from the bottom of her heart. I'm happier than I could express. I feel so awful, but I'm so happy that you would do this for me. I actually realized before the club meeting today that I made a mistake. I got so caught up in the chance to get closer to you that I forgot to think about what you wanted, and that would probably have different ways we like to make friends. About like the friendship stuff, I mean, it's okay. I understand, so you don't have to force yourself to talk about it. Your poem did a good job, so don't force yourself if you're not ready yet, okay? Natsuki nods. You don't have to feel like you did anything wrong. It was my fault and I'm sorry. I wasn't mad at you today or anything like that. I actually felt really guilty and wanted to give you space. I was thinking it's silly that I just approach you all the time and that I should just let you approach me when you want to. Just like with a cat, don't you think? When you've got a kitty, you're not supposed to bother it a lot of time. Just wait until it comes to you. Just whatever makes you comfortable. I respect that from now on. Friendships should always start with those things. With the right balance. Natsuki nods again. One thing about that. Well, I don't want to have to approach you all the time either. I just want it to be balanced, like you said. Sayuri nods. I understand. We'll make sure of that together then. Nice. Oh, it's not the end. Not very nice. Well, anyway, now that the two of them have found common ground, Natsuki finds it's easier to speak more freely again. I'm not gonna be like sharing my poems all the time now or anything like that, but I guess it wouldn't hurt to do once in a while, only the best ones. So you better like them because otherwise I might change my mind. I like anything you do, Natsuki. I was just saying. More importantly, I have to tell you about my new boyfriend. Huh? Oh, from the manga. Wait, I need to guess who it is. You definitely won't be able to guess. The two walk down the hallway together. Oh my god, we have so much to talk about. Dan, I should have told you to save the last two chapters so I could see your reaction to the big reveal. Aw, you wanted to enjoy it with me. That's so cute. Oh, shush. Damn, that's so good. So good shape between them, don't you agree, guys? Like Natsuki x Sayori, especially in this story, there was so big connection between them. Don't you think? Don't you agree? It's cute for sure, I know. Okay, so the next one is reflection between Yuri and Monica. Didn't we already have one between those two? No, it was between Sayori and Yuri. Okay. Question: how long are you planning to stream for today? 2 more stories to go, and that's all. So I don't know. One story took us 1 hour, so perhaps 2 more hours, I guess. I guess. Okay, so just let me check if I've got any grade, any mark on today's exam. No, there's still no mark. Where the fuck is it? I need my grade. I'm mad now. It's 9 p.m. Okay, let's go with reflection. Yes. Monica and Yuri. Oh no, this voice. Oh, okay. That's gonna be hard. Am I bothering you? No. Okay, just checking. It's hard to tell since you always look so into it when you're reading. It makes me scared to interrupt. Well, it's within my expectation to be interrupted when I read here. It's mainly when I'm by myself that I don't like it. That makes sense. I guess if you're here in the first place, then you're more ready to socialize, even if it takes a little bit of prodding. It's not so bad to be social if I let others to do the work, so it can be healthy to put myself in a social environment every now and then. It's mostly difficult when I don't know anyone, or there are too many people, or everyone is being too silly for me to keep up with. Yuri glances across the room at Sayori and Natsuki. Sayori has her head cocked back and her mouth open, trying to catch pieces of a cookie that Natsuki is lobbing into the air, but the pieces keep bouncing off her face and hitting the floor. God damn it! Such cute sheep! Ah! Maybe I should say something. No need, they just ran out of cookie. What a waste. They've really become good friends, haven't they? I'm happy. Sayori seems particularly good at making that happen. But the two of them are both on the energetic side, so I suppose it works out well. Yeah, come to think of it, you and I haven't had many chances to talk one-on-one, have we? Though that may be partially my fault, since I'm supposed to be the one engaging club members. Not at all. I've probably formed the habit of drawing minimal attention to myself. The responsibility is equally on me, at least to display some openness to engage. Well, what about during times like lunch? Do you meet up with friends? I just read. Oh. But I like it that way. It feels nice to be carried off again after a morning of classes. Do you always read fantasy? Oh, not always. I suppose it's all I've read recently, but only because I'm in the middle of the series. There are still 2 more books after this one. I guess those long books suits you well since you spend so much time reading. Well, fantasy may be my favorite, but after that, I'm more or less indiscriminate to genres. I've read anything with depth and maturity. Oh yeah? Even like romance? Oh, well, there are a lot of books that have elements of romance in them. Oh, come on, Yuri, you know what I mean. Like 50 Shades of Grey. Monica lowers her voice. It's a guilty pleasure of mine, so I won't tell anyone if you do too. Maybe more when I was in middle school. I mean, I was really lonely and people were mean to me a lot. So it kind of felt like, please don't make me think about the past and reading hentais. Sorry, I just got super curious. You know, we should totally pick out a romance novel to read. That would be so much fun. Absolutely not. Reading such things at school is just disgusting. Really? Even if it was just between us? Try asking someone who has no shame, like Natsuki. Ouch. Sorry, I swear I didn't mean that. Well, I guess it was my fault for pressing you. I'm like that for things in my past too. You know, things I feel too embarrassed to re-experience, like reading 50 Shades of Grey in school during lesson. There's nothing wrong with growing out of things. It happens to everyone. For instance, Natsuki's interesting manga reminds me quite a bit of how intense I used to be about my own interests. It makes me think that she'll likely grow out of it too.
Hey, why are you talking about me?
No, we were just...
Oh, we were just talking about how our interests have changed over the years. When did you get into manga, Natsuki?
Like a couple years ago, I guess. I was already sort of into it before that, but I wasn't really going hard until then.
Oh yeah? What was it that inspired you to get more into it?
I don't know. I guess, let me think. It was after I discovered a series that I really liked. Yeah, I was just like really fed up with a lot of things, and I got super into this one series called Shadow of the Healer that I really related to. I guess I had an edgy phase where I just hated everyone around me and wanted to be by myself. Haha.
Hey, kind of like Yuri.
Monica?
Sorry.
That's completely wrong, so...
It's still cool that you both really found your thing. They're almost like opposites, but it sounds like they've helped you a lot through hard times.
You know it.
Wow, what the heck?
Is that book even bigger than the last one you were reading? XD. What are you laughing at, Kat, huh? What are you laughing? There's nothing to laugh about. It's technically slightly longer, but not by very much. How high do you think it would go if you stacked up the whole series? Natsuki estimated by holding her hand with her high above her head, sizing up an imaginary stack. I should get one of those mangas that's like 50 volumes long so that I can say I've read more than you. Not that I have the money for that. Please, that would hardly count when your books only have a few words per page. I had to backtrack when I heard Rayumi of the Hill. So you haven't heard anything earlier? Like... Because no one was in the chat, I've started adding random words in the middle of what they were saying. Like, reading 50 Shades of Grey in school, or I don't remember now. But yeah, Rayumi of the Healer was there as well. Congratulations, Kat, you got it. I'm not watching, just listening. Understand. I heard all of that. Oh no, Rima, you've also heard? And Rattle also just decided not to comment. Really? Should I give a medal to Kat because he noticed very doubtful, like finding a mermaid in the desert? Sorry, Kat, you won't have your medal. I heard the 50 Shades of Grey and thought it was 50 Shades of Grace. But like it's normal thing during Rayumi streams. What? Is it normal now for me to be like that? Damn, time to change myself, I guess. Be more what? I wonder. I also wonder where is my grade, because still not where it should be. Oh well. I know I was just joking. I could never actually read books like yours. It's too boring for me. Yuri shoots a glare at Natsuki. It's not boring. Chill, I said for me, not for you. I can have my own opinion. I just think it's too convoluted.
Sayori, are those from the floor?
Gross. Also, wash your hands before touching any of my books. But my hands aren't dirty. Just do it. The O's are there even if you can't see them. Fine. Sayori trots out the door and Natsuki follows.
Yuri, you look a little upset.
What kind of nerve does she have to call my hobby boring?
Well, she did correct herself.
Hardly. She was so condescending. I don't mind if she thinks it's not for her. I already understand that it's not for everyone, but she knows well how much this means to me. So how about just leaving me alone instead of needlessly telling me the things you hate about it?
I'm sorry, Yuri. You may be right. This won't be the last time people have strong feelings about what they like and don't like. Especially in a literature club, so I should figure out how to mediate discussions to keep them positive and constructive. For the record, I've always been impressed by the level of creativity in your books and also your ability to get through them so quickly.
Thank you.
Okay, well, this is something that I'll have to think about and revisit. I'm sure I can help Natsuki find some common ground with you.
Common ground isn't necessary. I just wish to be respected.
That then. Either way, I'll do my best.
I'm skeptical when it comes to Natsuki. I trust you, Monica, but I'm skeptical. Oh,
I thought it's like the middle of the story. But okay. Okay, everyone. We have a special club meeting today. As you know, the literature club is a place where we get to share things that we are really passionate about. But that also means we should be mindful of how we respond to each other's feelings. I think we have a chance to turn our differences into positive energy for each other.
Aren't you being a little dramatic about this?
This is important to me.
Well, sorry, I just feel like I'm being accused of something.
No, I'm not accusing anyone of anything. I'm sorry if I came off that way. But our conversation yesterday made me reflect on the power of language, and I thought it would be a good topic for the literature club, don't you think? I'm sure we're going to have differences in opinion a lot, so I need to make sure we're prepared to keep a positive atmosphere in the club.
If you say so.
Sure. The cool thing about language is that it gives us a lot of different ways to express the same idea or emotion. We have a lot to control over how we want the other person to feel when receiving our thoughts. This goes for poetry, narratives, casual conversation, basically anything. For example, Sayori, what's your favorite food?
Them organized by category. Should I start with snacks or do you mean full meals? Should I include breakfast?
Oh jeez. Okay, how about your favorite fruit?
That's easy. Cherries.
Really? I always thought cherries tasted nasty.
What? Cherries are delicious.
Whoa, that's a pretty strong reaction.
Well, I just don't understand how somebody could think cherries are nasty.
How does it make you feel?
I don't know. Sad?
Defensive, maybe?
Yeah, I got defensive.
See, the reason you had such a strong reaction wasn't just because I don't like cherries. It's because you felt like your opinion was under attack. But that's weird, right? Something like taste is completely subjective. But when I say something like, I think cherries taste nasty, I'm using objective language. I'm challenging Sayori's reality that cherries are delicious with my own, which is that cherries are nasty. Cherries are delicious. I do not agree, Cat. I think cherries are nasty. But like, the English language, which do not have word for my cherries, which I like. I mean, wiśnie cherries, like red cherries. Yeah, they are bad. I don't like them. They are sour. I don't like sour things very much, but I like cherry's flavor. And then there are черешня, which are like something between yellow, orange, red cherries, multiple colors there, and those are delicious and sweet. Getting defensive there, eh? Feelings attacks. Yes! How it become that we can learn about something like that from a random game in the internet, but not in school? Because I do not remember learning about it at school. Wait, hold on. How is that objective when you just said it was only your own opinion? It has to do with the way our brains interpret the words. You're talking about the reality of the cherries, not your feelings about them. Like, Sayori, let's rewind for a second and pretend I didn't tell you that I think cherries are nasty. Good. So, what if instead of that, I said, I've tried cherries and they are not for me. It's not the kind of flavor I enjoy. Well, that's fine. As long as you don't call it nasty. Nasty is a nasty word. Okay, so cherries was kind of a weird example, but I think it gets the point across. This time around, instead of talking about the cherries, I just talked about my feelings, and Sayori didn't get defensive. So instead of clashing with each other, it's like we received an invitation to talk about our differences. Yuri, you don't need to take notes, I'm not gonna quiz you or something. Yuri. That's so sweet. I know that. I was just... Sorry, I didn't mean to call you out. You can do whatever you'd like. But does anyone have any thoughts so far? Yes, I just feel like I shouldn't have to pull my language through a filter just to protect someone's feelings. Well, you don't have to. The choice is yours on how you want to come across onto other people. I'm only suggesting it as a tool to help you help turn your differences into a positive experience rather than an argument. Right, Sayori? Whatever you say, cherry hater. Oh, come on. Sayori, I actually like cherries. I was just saying that to help demonstrate. What the heck? I've been duped. I'm sorry, Sayori. I'll make it up to you later. How about the cherries and D? Oh yeah, welcome to dupe me anytime, my beloved president. Buying your people's loyalty. How deplorable. Oh, like you would turn down the fees on the Yuri. New ad. Why the hell are both wiśnie and czereśnie both cherries and truskawki and poziomki both strawberries? They are completely different things. What the fuck, English? Thank you, Rato. That's an amazing quote. We've got 10 quotes now. What quote would I get? Give me a quote. No, my color is not, my favorite color isn't yellow. Shut up. You're hurting my feelings. Also, DDLC plus a extra side story. Let me see. Cause like all of them, we're in the reflection and. Just wanted to check where are we. Okay. Nowhere. You are certainly a fan of those cupcakes I brought in the other week. That was, I mean, I was reading and not keeping track of them. Oh, that's enough. We were getting off topic. So now that we
did you remove quote 10, Battle? It was a perfect quote. I liked it.
So now that we have the gist of it, how about we try it with something more relevant to the club, like manga, right? Let's try to have a productive discussion about our differences in opinion. Yuri, do you want to start?
Well, I'd rather not to.
How come?
Well, because I don't see how anything productive can come from that. It's just going to start a fight.
No, it'll be fine. That's why I'm here to moderate. Let's just have a calm and rational discussion.
Yeah, give me a little more credit. I'm not a child, you don't have to coddle my feelings. I always think it's more respectable to just speak your mind. Respectable? Yuri's expression changes at that word. As Monica recalls, being respected was the crux of the matter for Yuri.
Well, the point of the exercise isn't exactly like...
It's fine. I have nothing against anyone personally. You're entitled to enjoy whatever it is you like. I just prefer more depth and nuance in my reading material. I look for stories that are imaginative and sophisticated beyond the surface level.
Oh, well, that's just a misunderstanding then. I thought you were gonna say that manga's for children or something. Like, I don't hear enough of that. But there's plenty of deep manga.
I'm not clueless about manga. I've read my own fair share when I was younger.
What? Are you serious?
How come you never told me? Because I'm past that point in my life and I really prefer not to revisit it.
Needed to remove one both. Ah, okay, you're right.
Hi Noel, hi, how are you? Welcome to the DDLC Club class. We're having fun. I prefer more mature things now.
Excuse me? Okay, hold on. Can I jump in here? Let's try to keep things subjective. Because if you imply that manga is immature, then aren't you implying that someone is immature for being into it? Well, maybe it's immature to judge people for having different tastes than you. Natsuki?
Nobody's immature! I've read Natsuki's manga and Yuri's fantasy and I love them both in their own way.
Okay. It's great that you like it, but I still find it boring. Boring isn't subjective.
Okay, it bores me. That's subjective.
But, I mean, the thing about...
This is ridiculous. Do you see why I didn't want to participate in this? I knew it was just going to make people upset.
I'm not upset. Like I said, I don't care what other people think, but I always got the impression that you secretly looked down upon me, so I'm glad my suspicions were confirmed.
That's not true at all. You're making assumptions. You can't blame me for getting defensive when nobody ever has the least bit of respect for the things that I'm into. The only thing I look down upon is when people make fun of me for just being myself and trying to mind my own business.
What? Have you looked in the mirror? Tell me again about respect after calling all of my interest in nature.
You can't. Please stop. Please. You don't mean the things you're saying right now. Let's just be friends.
I didn't mean for this to happen.
Well, it did. So please don't invite yourself to try and solve other people's problem next time, okay?
Yuri's piercing words sent the clubroom into a choked silence as she gathers her things. She leaves. Ay. Holy crap, I've never had her sound like that before. She must be so pissed. Well, you weren't very nice either, so I was just saying.
How did this happen?
It's my fault. Yuri wasn't wrong. I shouldn't have tried to moderate the conflict when I know how bad I am at dealing with conflicts. It was a really stupid thing for me to do.
It's nobody's fault, and it wasn't stupid. Everyone in the club is a nice person. Nobody would have expected this. But I guess we're sensitive about the things we really love. honestly, she kind of brought it upon herself. Like I said, I don't care if you're not into manga, but if you actually look down on the other people for it, that's kind of the point I was trying to make in the first place. But it's not about sugarcoating things, it's about just recognizing and understanding our differences. Okay, but here's the thing about that. Yuri actually looks down on me. It has nothing to do with her word choice or anything like that. So I see what you are trying to do, but I really think the problem here is her, not just like the way we talk to each other, right?
I mean,
Yuri isn't like that. She's a lot sweeter than you're giving her credit for. I'm sure she'll be reflecting on this. I actually think everyone should.
I'll be fine. I'll figure something out. Whoa. I'm just like saying that instinctively. I'm just setting myself up to cause more problems.
This wasn't your fault, Monica. You don't have to beat yourself up over it. If you ask me, it's good that the truth finally came out because I can just move on now. But, it's fine, I promise. Let's just get our mind off this, okay? In fact, it's a good opportunity to read some manga without having to worry about feeding Yuri's superiority complex. Don't be mean. I'll talk or read manga, or whatever you want, but don't be mean to my friends, okay? Sorry, I'm just bitter.
Everything will be okay. I mean, I don't have the answers, but I at least know that we're all good people and don't want to hurt each other. This will be a learning experience.
Monica says that, but her uneasiness is given away by how much she has to force the reassuring tone in her voice. This was bound to happen eventually. Natsuki and Yuri have always engaged with each other the least out of anyone, and this is the reason. As Sayori and Natsuki proceed to distract themselves with manga, Monica signs to herself, unable to shake her worried thoughts. Will the club really have to just come to terms with the fact that some members will be incompatible with each other? Monica desperately doesn't want to admit that, and she knows Sayori doesn't either. But for once, a solution doesn't seem to be in sight. Oh no! And this is between Monica and Yuri, really? I feel more like this is between Natsuki and Yuri. For real, for real. What do you think, guys? Because in my opinion, there's a lot of Natsuki and Yuri. Even too much, I would say. As for a story for Monica and Yuri. Okay, let me check my posture and check my grade. Did my teacher send a grade, please? Please tell me no. But I want to know my grade. Did I pass or not? It's the easiest way to set up conflict in this game. Yeah, like I read this. Each of the stories is about conflict, some kind of conflict, isn't it? Wait. Oh, what's that? Oh, may the magic be with you, Simon Mercury. May the magic be with you. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you. So let's go with reflection part 2. Oh, the new subscriber here. A new day arrives. Sayori arrives at the club room earlier than usual, that is, not late. And she enters, it appears to be empty still. So she sits down at the desk and pulls out the sheet of paper primed to jot down her thoughts. Sayori has made a habit of scribbling her thoughts and filling onto paper whenever possible, as it tends to serve as her best inspiration for poetry. My heart feels vacant because a ship sailed away. Yeah. Natsuki? Natsuki poked her head out from behind the closed door. Sorry, didn't mean to scare you. But it would have been a lot more awkward if I didn't say anything. I doubt you want me listening on your poetry thing. Yeah. Oh. My mouse? What has just happened to my mouse? Thanks for realizing that. Okay, but my mouse? Hello? I can't move my mouse. Why is that so? It's just not moving. Oh, okay, I know why. Never mind. I'm just stupid. Accidentally, I have put a pen from my drawing tablet on the tablet and it's plugged in, so, well, it was steering the mouse. That's an accident, I'm so stupid. Yeah, so thanks for realizing that. Let's just forget about what has happened. Should I let you finish that up then? Oh, no, it wasn't, I mean, I just do it whenever it's convenient. You're not interrupting. Where's Monica, by the way? Oh, she's out in the hallway. Huh? Why? Well, just in case she runs into Yuri. Sometimes Yuri is too nervous to come into the club by herself, so... Oh. Jeez, does Yuri really let things bother her for that long? She can't control her feelings. For some people it's really hard to cope when you get a bad thought in your head. Maybe you can distract yourself for a little while, but as soon as it's just you and your thoughts again, it comes back. I just want us to have a normal club meeting. It's a lot easier to pretend like it never happened if we all just ignore it and move on. I don't want to be bothered by this. It's so stupid. Her opinion of me doesn't matter anyway. Besides, it makes me feel really guilty and I hate that too. It's okay to have feelings. It doesn't make you weak. Let's figure this out together. Fine. Only because you are good at the stuff. Let's try to cope up with a happy scene. Maybe that will help us understand where your bad feelings are coming from. Well, I was happy the way things were before we had to have that conversation yesterday. What part of the conversation made you upset? Was it Yuri being mean about the manga? Maybe, I doubt it though. Damn, now Sayori kinda sounds like my therapist. Because my friends and other people make fun of manga all the time, but I just brush it off and ignore them. But something about it really got me this time, and I hate that I'm letting that happen. Is it because it came from Yuri? No, why would that matter? I mean, well, maybe. I hate that she thinks she's so much better than me just because she likes to pretend to be all sophisticated. Yeah, that's what it is. At least other people decide that they don't like me or manga or whatever, but Yuri acts like she's too good to even give it a chance. I'm sorry, everyone deserves a chance. Yeah, exactly. Would you give Yuri's books a chance? Huh? After this? Obviously not. What about before this? Well, I would until I get bored, which wouldn't take very long. But if you actually keep an open mind, then it's not hard to realize that the story can be deep and meaningful without being needlessly complicated. I see. But you know, I like Yuri's books. Yeah, but you like manga more, right? Sayori shakes her head. I like them both. I like them in different ways, but I like them both. I mean, the manga, it's really honest and fun and easy to just let go with. And the fantasy has a lot of interpret and uncover, and it's really rewarding to have some good quiet time together with it. But the most important thing is that both the manga and the fantasy are true to themselves. So I love them both. And I think there's room for both of them to be in the same club together. And I just feel like maybe they have more in common than you would think. How do you get along with people so well? I always get into fights with people. Like, first it was with Monica when I was new to the club, and then it was you, and now it's Yuri, and I'm always like, that person is being such a jerk, and if they just realize that, then we could at least get along. But nobody else has this problem. I just keep running away from the reality that everybody's just a jerk to me because nobody likes me, and I don't know why, and I don't know what to do about it. I don't know what's wrong with me. I hate it. Natsuki? Sayori puts a comforting hand on Natsuki's shoulder. You're a wonderful person. You deserve to be loved as much as everyone else. Everyone has different ways they like to communicate, and sometimes that makes it harder for us to understand each other. I think that sometimes we get lucky and we make friends who are really good at the same kind of communication, and it feels like you magically connect with them. But other times, even if both people are really nice, it's easy for them to misunderstand each other or to get the communication wrong. It's something that Yuri struggles a lot with too. It can be really hard. It takes a lot of reflection and self-awareness and vulnerability. I'm bad at that one. Vulnerability. I always have to be the strongest. What do you mean? Tell me about that part of you. Well, it sounds stupid, but I'm really used to people being mean to me, like my friends and I guess my dad, like when I don't get good grades or even stupid things like in my room isn't clean. So what am I gonna do? Cry about it? If I let myself get upset, then it's just letting them win. I'm better than that. I'm better than all of them. So things always have to be everyone else's fault. It feels like if something goes wrong and there's even a tiny hint that it might be my fault, then I just get really angry and I find ways to blame everything else instead. Do you see yourself as better than Yuri? If I said that, then I would just sound really full of myself. No, our thoughts and our feelings are two different things. Even if we don't like our feelings, we have to understand them if we want to learn more about themselves. That's a part of your vulnerability, accepting that we have feelings that we don't like. I hate that. My feelings make me a bad person because my feelings just want to tell me that I am so much better than her. That's she's a judgmental know-it-all who's stuck in her edgy face and that I'm just way above that garbage. But I'm terrible for feeling that way. You're not terrible. I'm gonna be AFK for some time. I need to do something. Be right back. I'll leave you with this. I hate you, Rattle, at this point. Stop quoting this quote. Hi, Cookie. Hi. How old chat? How have you been? Take care and good luck. Have fun and good time. See ya. Are you running away already? We're reading a story and waiting for my grade to show up, and you know what, it's not showing up, so I'm kinda mad because of it. Okay, let's go back. You are not your feelings, but you are not your feelings. Say that to yourself, out loud. Fine, I am not my feelings. The way that I like to picture it is that those feelings are like your roommates. You live in the same house and you gotta see each other every day, and even if you can ignore each other most of the time, you're gonna run into each other every now and then, and it's gonna make you feel like poop. So The other option is to get to know each other. You can communicate and learn from each other and maybe even help each other change for the better. Does that help you understand?
How do you know so much about this stuff?
I just have a roommate that can be really hard to get along with.
Does your roommate's son called depression, Sayori? Called depression. Oh, she made that joke!
Depression? But you're like the happiest person I know. I am not my feelings.
That's why Sayori sounds like a therapist. She just spent a lot of hours with therapists, I guess. I want to be a good person like you.
Oh, you little sweetheart. We're all good people. You and Yuri and Monica, and I think Yuri will eventually learn that about you. Natsuki remains silent, feeling a little overwhelmed. Despite Sayori's kind reassurance, a complicated mixture of pain and sadness seems to fill her as though flowing from a wound inside her. Was it a result of her vulnerability? No, it wasn't as though she was inflicted a wound after becoming vulnerable. It was as though she began to rediscover an old wound, one of that cannot simply be bandaged and left alone any longer.
Yuri, what are you doing all the way over here? I was looking for you.
Please don't yell at me.
Oh, I'm not going to yell at you. I just wanted to say that I'm sorry about what happened yesterday. It was unfair for me to put everyone on the spot like that. Next time I won't just try to jump in and solve everyone's problems. I guess it's a bad habit of mine.
You're not mad at me?
Oh, I thought you were the one mad at me.
I was so awful yesterday. Yuri calls up, recalling the details of the argument. I can't even have a normal conversation without saying something wrong and making everyone upset.
Hold on, that's not what happened at all. Let's talk about this, okay?
Yuri pauses for a second and manages a nod. Monica takes a seat next to her on the staircase. I'm having a lot of negative thoughts and patterns and I can't get away from them.
What kinds of negative thoughts patterns?
Like, everyone hates me, especially Natsuki.
Oh, that's terrible. I don't think Natsuki hates you.
How do you know?
Well, because
Natsuki thinks back to the time. Monica thinks back to the time when she herself found herself in an altercation with Natsuki. Hard sentence. And how a display of maturity from Monica was enough for Natsuki to reevaluate her own feelings as well.
I think Natsuki is just naturally defensive. I think she acts mean when she feels the need to protect herself. But you know, she's really not a bad person. In fact, I think she can be really thoughtful and considerate. She just, well, I guess the way it works is that she wants to receive some degree of kindness first before she feels comfortable in returning it.
Oh, but that means the burden is on me, and I don't know how to say things like things that make people like me. Every time I open my mouth, I just...
Yuri shakes her head at herself and tugs on her hair. It's okay, Yuri. You don't need to beat yourself up. I think anyone would like you if they had the chance to get to know you.
Well, unfortunately, the opposite is true. That's why I'm not talkative anymore in the first place, because everyone used to think I was weird and talk about me behind my back. That's just what happens when I draw attention to myself. Natsuki even said she found it more respectable when people speak their minds, so I did, and then she hated me anyway. That was enough to confirm my fears.
But Sayori and I like you, and we've gotten to know you a lot by now, right?
Yuri doesn't seem to have a response.
Oh no? They've got an argument? Which is probably true. Hey, what do you think of Natsuki?
I don't think about her.
That's not what I meant. Really?
I just,
I was just wondering if you had an opinion of her.
I do.
What it is?
Natsuki seems to bring out the worst of me in me, and I feel really ashamed of it. I like to think of myself as a fairly sophisticated person, so for someone to just treat me like I'm inferior despite my tastes, that's just the worst kind of insult coming from someone like her, and it makes me think bad things about her. But everyone else seems to like her, so the only explanation is that it's me who's doing something wrong again, and my feelings about her are wrong, and I'm wrong to get upset over something so childish and inconsequential.
No, Yuri, feelings are never wrong.
Well, they're not right.
That's the thing. Feelings are never right or wrong, you know. They're just a state of being that we don't always have control over. But that doesn't mean they have to control us. I feel like there's something I learned around when I first started the club. We can hate ourselves for feeling a certain way about things. Or we can, just acknowledge that they exist and try to understand them better. I could never be mad at you for feeling a certain way. It's about how you handle them. And I think working through feelings is a great opportunity for teamwork.
Yuri wears a dejected expression. You make it sound so easy. You're so mature and so good with people. I feel like such a child in comparison.
Oh, Yuri, I'm far from perfect, but these are learned skills. They didn't come naturally to me either. It's really hard to reflect on yourself and separate your feelings from your thoughts.
I just want to be a good person.
Well, I think it takes a good person to get this far.
That's not good enough. I want to be able to communicate it to her.
Communicate what?
How I feel. How it makes me feel frustrated and upset when she's so negative and dismissive, and the things that mean so much to me, and how it reminds me of me.
Oh, whoa, whoa! So she can see herself in Natsuki. Didn't someone already say something like they're very similar to each other? I think that was Sayori. What the? Okay. Let me check my grade one more time. Nope, still nothing new.
Because I know what it's like to feel misunderstood and angry at everyone. I know that telling yourself you're better than everyone else is just a defense mechanism. We're just people. We're fragile and unstable, but I'm just tired of that getting in the way. I can't stand it when the piece is disturbed like this.
Yeah, you can focus on your reading when the piece is disturbed, right?
Because the literature club should be happy for everyone.
Monica looks at Yuri in adoration. I feel like Sayori must be rubbing off on me because I really want to hug you now. Sorry, I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable.
No, I mean, well, if you wanted to, then I wouldn't really mind so.
Monica pulls Yuri into a short embrace. You are so gentle, and I love when you communicate your feelings. I feel lucky to get to see that side of you, and I'm sure Natsuki will too. Are they gonna hug?
I'm going to write her a letter.
Oh, a letter? What a great idea!
Just because I'm not good at talking, especially under pressure.
Damn, Yuri is not good at talking and Natsuki isn't here good at talking as well, so they're just gonna send themselves letters. This is kinda how I see that. Yes.
I always let my feelings get the best of me, and I forget to say all the important things and I say things I don't mean?
Well, I think a letter should be wonderful. Such a nice way to communicate.
Yuri's face hardens with determination. People don't naturally gravitate towards me like they do for you and Sayori. My personality just isn't suited for that, and I wouldn't want it to be. But something I've learned is that friendships don't always just magically appear out of thin air. For instance, I never would have seen myself making friends with someone like Sayori. We're opposite in a lot of ways. But I'm friends with her because she puts so much effort into understanding me so that we can get along. I think it was the same with you. You both gave me a lot of time and patience, and I wonder if she feels the same way.
Natsuki?
Yuri nods. I always thought that if I wanted to make more friends, I had to be somebody that I'm not. That there's a type of person or a magical formula I have to follow in order to make someone like me. And that's just like me to think that. Always so occupied with myself that I fail to understand other people.
Yuri shakes her head.
Friendship happens when you think about the other person, when you offer time and effort to understand them and respect them and trust that they also want to be a good person. That's what I learned through my observation in the literature club.
Observations?
Monika is caught by surprise. Yuri has always kept to herself so much that it's so unusual to hear her suddenly talking about the club like this. But Yuri gently smiles to herself. You always let me listen to your thoughts about people, Sayori too, and it makes me happy because I learn a lot of things.
That's so sweet. I had no idea it meant that much to you.
Monika never thought about much of it, but in the past weeks, Yuri always seemed to be especially attentive when it came to the problems and concerns of others. Always wanting to listen and learn more about her friends in the club. Oh, it's true, Sayori and Monika are naturally more comfortable with other people and can more easily work through situations of conflict, but that doesn't make them better people. Everyone has strengths and weaknesses and the capacity to improve, and the first step towards improving oneself is reflection and self-awareness. It's something that Yuri never gave herself enough credit for, but that Monika can recognize as an incredible trait. And with that, her confidence in the club is restored. What? I thought there might be... I thought... But where is my picture? I thought there should be a picture. Shouldn't there be a picture? No, where's my picture? A very shy girl with long pretty hair is wandering the bustling lunchtime hallways, her face pressed into her collarbone. When she finds the literature club president's classroom, she stands at the door glancing all around her before peering inside. Monika is sitting and chatting with a group of unknown friends. Yeah, as expected, this was a bad idea after all. Welcome back, Rattle.
Budget ran out.
But I wanted a picture! Suddenly, Monika glances towards the door, making the girl panic and duck out of sight. Before she can regain her composure and decide for sure to leave, the classroom door gently opens.
Oh, Yuri, what a surprise to see you during lunch.
Yuri squeaks a response. Please help me?
What? Is everything okay?
Yuri shakes her head. I don't know how to write letters.
Haha, thank goodness, I thought there was some kind of emergency.
Monika briefly glances over her shoulder at her other friends.
Do you want some help? We can go find an empty classroom or something.
Is that okay? I feel bad taking you away from your friends.
Oh, it's totally fine, I promise. We weren't really doing anything. 1 second.
Monika trots back into her classroom saying something like I gotta go to her friends, then grabs a pen off her desk before returning to Yuri.
Okay, let's find somewhere quiet.
Yuri nods and follows Monika as the two of them set off. How are you today?
Me?
Well, yes.
Oh, gosh, sorry, I was just caught off guard. I'm doing well today, I'm just tired. I never seem to get enough sleep during the week.
How come?
Oh, I don't know. I think I'm just easily distracted. I get really sucked into things and start neglecting the time.
Oh, me too. I do that too.
Hey, this classroom is empty. Let's go in here. Also, from what I heard before leaving, you were getting fed up with the cognitive hazard I introduced the quote pool. Maybe. Maybe. After peering inside, Monica opens the classroom door and the two of them enter. Yuri's moment of relaxation ends. She watches as Monica pulls two chairs up at the same desk, then obeys as Monica beckons her to take a seat. She stares down at the empty desk. You nervous?
I don't want to do this.
We don't have to. We can come up with something else.
Yuri shakes her head. It's my chance to do something good. I need to take initiative.
Gosh, you must be really determined. I know how hard it is to step out of your comfort zone. I'll be sure to encourage you.
Yuri pushes through her anxiety and grabs a handful of lined paper from her notebook. When she tries, then she picks up her pen. A picture, look! It's so good picture. And look, Monica has a pen with a red heart here. And yes, very good picture. I very like that. It's cute. See, Kat, they had enough budget.
Hey, you're left-handed. That's it.
Yeah.
Now I don't have to worry about bumping your arm.
Monica playfully rubs her shoulder against Yuri.
Sorry, I'm just being silly, I guess.
What a cute sheep number 2.
Anyway, how about we start by listing the different things you want to say to her?
Yuri thinks. I feel embarrassed all of a sudden.
It's okay. How about some of the things you said to me yesterday?
But never mind, I guess I'll try. Yuri thinks for a moment longer, her attention evident. Then she writes the word reflection. This is about my reflection on our behavior. The key question is why we act like this towards each other, but have been able to separately be friends with Sayori and Monica.
That's me.
Yes, it is. So, Yuri thinks, I have been able to befriend the two of you because you've taken the time to understand my needs and respect my interests.
The same goes for Natsuki too. We started off as pretty hostile to each other because I was so worried about getting what I wanted, but she just wanted to be respected more than anything else. Once I stopped making it all about me, she was able to do the same.
I want to do that too.
So what kinds of things do you want to do for her?
I want to do the same things for her that I like to receive. I like it when people respond positively to the things I talk about and not just brush me off. I like it when my feelings are taken seriously. And I like when you and Sayori trust that I want to be a good person even when I'm not doing a good job at it.
Let's write those things down.
Okay.
Yuri writes some things down.
I think the most important thing to remember here is that Natsuki is feeling vulnerable, so we should make sure that the letter puts her first.
It's hard when you're feeling hurt, but it never helps to just tell someone all the things that they are doing wrong. I think first you have to make sure that they know you're ready to respect them and listen to them and admit the things that you feel you could do better. Then finally you ask what you would like in return. How does that sound for the structure? It could be the 3 paragraphs, one for each of those points.
I like that. My thoughts were so disorganized, I had no idea how to come up with any kind of structure. You're amazing at these things.
Oh, stop. You've done so much more than I have, you know? You spend so much time reflecting and being open minded. That's the hardest thing for anyone to do. All I'm doing is helping you put it on a piece of paper. So I think you did an amazing one.
Monica gives Yuri's hand a quick squeeze. But as she lets go, she's caught by surprise when Yuri curls her fingers to hook Monica's hand in place. Oh my god! For a while they sit like that in silence, save that for the occasional scratching of Yuri's pen against the paper. Yesterday you told me something that I'm thinking about a lot.
What was that?
The thing about how feelings aren't right or wrong, and that they are just a state of being we need to come to terms with. It made me think about how a person's behavior isn't always just how they decide to be. It's also made up for their past experiences and their insecurities. I think that helps me see other people as actual people rather than as insignificant side characters who are out to get me somehow.
Is that how you felt about Natsuki?
Yuri nods. But in reality, everyone is always trying their best, and everyone wants to be happy.
Monica peers over Yuri's paper, but to her surprise, Yuri pulls it in closer, partially covering it with her arm. I have to be able to read it to help out, you know.
Oh, it's okay. My thoughts are a lot more organized now, after being able to talk to you about it. Now that I'm actually putting it on paper, I realized I'd really prefer others not to read it.
Yuri laughs softly to herself, a rare expression. I'm kind of glad to hear that, actually. I somehow keep finding ways to butt into this whole thing. I'm done enough damage. But it's also been so wonderful talking about this. I mean, I always thought you were really smart, but...
Yuri smiles. I will always be terrible at these things. People are just so incomprehensible to me. I never get the hang of being one. But listening to you so much has really helped me make sense of some things. So just don't call it damage, please.
Monica gives Yuri a gentle smile.
Av, I can't believe I came to this club looking for fantasy gigs, and all I got was real friends who value me.
Is that a joke?
Of course it is.
I still can't tell you with you.
Sorry?
No, I love it. Please never change.
As you wish.
Yuri glances at the clock.
We're almost out of time.
Will you be able to finish?
Before the end of the day, probably. But I don't want to come to the club the same day that Natsuki reads it. I'm too shy.
I can give it to her instead, if you'd like.
Yuri nods. As long as you promise not to read it.
Of course, I promise.
Thank you. Yuri exhales and the two stand up. I'll message you when it's ready.
Monica nods. Good luck, I'm here if you need it.
Yuri returns a nod and the two depart.
Up!
Very cool. Very cool. So now the last part, the last side story is self-love, and it's between Yuri and Natsuki, and actually it started here. So I would call reflection and self-love to be only between Natsuki and Yuri, in my opinion. I think, at least. And let me check how long it is. Okay, also about an hour, according to someone's video on YouTube. Yes. Yes. Okay. So let's go. Self-love. My throat doesn't like it, but we can handle it. Yes. It's only been 1 day since Yuri's letter was delivered to Natsuki with Monika's help. Because Yuri chose not to attend the club meeting that day, she and Natsuki haven't faced each other since. Although it's only lunchtime, Yuri finds herself anxiously counting the hours until she will need to face the outcome of her efforts, whether good or bad. And because the passing by of student was making her feel even more anxious, Yuri picked out the most secured spot she could find to spend her lunch. Because the staircase is under maintenance, no student would have any reason for coming here. I bet Natsuki will come. It's such a relaxing feeling to have a moment of solitude in the middle of a frantic school day. Ha! And here she is. Lovely pink hair lady. What are you doing here? I just... Yuri grasps her book with enough force to wrinkle the pages beneath the pressure of her thumbs. Well, what are you doing here? I just came to get a drink from the vending machine. The other one is out of the drink I like. Yuri notices Natsuki fidgeting with a few coins between her fingers. She nods, avoiding eye contact. Natsuki, also looking away, shuffles over to the vending machine. It's so quiet that every one of her movements seems to reverberate through the entire stairwell. After far too long, she finally receives her beverage, which she then fidgets with in place of the coins. It's some kind of iced tea. But instead of leaving it right away, Natsuki just stands in place. She glances at all around her. It's like way too quiet back here. It's creepy. I mean, that's not what I meant, really. I mean, it's totally cool that it's your thing or whatever. Like, I can see how it suits you, so... Not because I think you are creepy or something. I didn't mean that either. I'm just gonna stop talking. That seems like a good idea. It's okay. Everything is okay. Yuri finds herself attempting some words of comfort after hearing Natsuki stammer herself into dejection. Seemingly in response, Natsuki approaches the base of the staircase and hesitantly sits herself down near Yuri. Well, I can leave if you want. Yuri shakes her head. Natsuki twists the cap of her drink and takes a sip. Despite receiving Yuri's general permission, Natsuki doesn't say anything more. Yuri continues to read, or at least pretends to. And the two just sit there for a long time. No. The tension seems to fade a little bit as time passes. Even without any words, this seemed to mean at least something, though it's not clear what that may be. Lunch ends more quickly than expected. Natsuki is the first to stand up with her empty drink bottle. Are you coming today? To the club? Yuri nods. I'm sorry for being so awkward. I'm really bad at talking about this stuff. I just can't for some reason. I don't know why, but I want to, eventually. There's no rush, I promise. Thanks. So they were just sitting next to each other for like half an hour or even an hour. I'm not sure how long the lunch break is in Japan, but they were just sitting there and doing nothing in silence. Amazing. The next day, Natsuki appears from around the corner and steps up in the vending machine, glancing at Yuri as she does so. Today she seems to be holding some kind of book as well. Oh, you're here again. Well, I just came here to read this because there aren't any people around here. Oh, I thought you didn't like how quiet it was. Well, I don't, but there's no people here. I see. Natsuki sits down. The mood feels much different today than it did yesterday. After yesterday's lunch at the club meeting that followed, Natsuki and Yuri are beginning to feel more relaxed around each other again. Although Yuri's letter is still lingering in the back of Natsuki's mind, she continues to detour around it. But it's okay that I am here? Yeah, I don't care. I mostly just don't feel like dealing with the crap I get from my friends about it, especially since, they all just assumed I stopped reading manga after I joined the literature club. Not that I'm trying to hide it from them exactly, but I just don't want it to come up again now after I've waited so long for this new volume to come out, literally months at this point. You don't have other friends who are into manga? Not unless online friends count. Okay, now at least they're gonna read. And Sayori, but that's different because she's not exactly into it. She just likes it, you know what I mean. Honestly, you're lucky that the books you're into at least just look like books, so you don't have to feel like everyone is constantly judging you by what you are reading. That would be so awful, especially since I already hate attention so much. Well, it's a good thing I have thick skin, I guess. By the way, I would totally recommend finding some friends online if you haven't already, if you're like me and have no one to share your hobbies with. Oh, I have online friends, since middle school actually. I was especially desperate back then. It's somewhat embarrassing. Wait, I'm distracted by some message. Okay, I thought that was something from my school group, but no. It's somewhat embarrassing to reminisce about those days. Sometimes I feel like the me from a few years ago would have been benefited from a good smack across the face. Whatever, we were all just stupid kids back then anyway. Some of the fun things I wrote, thank God I used a pseudonym. But I like it at the time. I got a lot of fulfillment out of it. Exactly, me too. That's okay, me too. And plus, I can look back and say with confidence that I've become a better person since then. So I don't think I would change anything. I wonder if a few years from now we'll think the same thing about our current selves? Probably. That doesn't make you uncomfortable? No, of course not. I don't care what other people think of me, especially someone who doesn't even exist yet. Alright, here. Natsuki raises her hand to her face and forcefully slaps her own cheek. That's me from the future coming to terms with me right now. Also, oh, I didn't mean to do it hard. Yuri doesn't seem to react. But then, to Natsuki's surprise, Yuri shyly looks the other way before lifting her arm and doing the same with the thing to herself, loudly smacking her cheek. So now, let's summarize it. Two girls are sitting on a staircase next to each other with books and slapping their faces. But they're not fighting with, one with another, they're just slapping themselves. Nice. She turns red and stares into the lap, but is unable to hide a smile as though it was a really funny joke. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. I didn't know you had it in you. I don't even know why I did that. Maybe I thought it would be funny. Sorry, I keep distracting you. You said you were looking forward to reading, but I keep going on about all this nonsense. I let you get to your reading. Oh, right. She forgot she was reading. Yeah, I guess I'll do that then. The conversation ends quickly and Natsuki opens her book. The two read silently for the remainder of the lunch hour. But the whole time Yuri feels distracted by a twist of regret over having so abruptly forced the end of their conversation. Oh no, what a shame. You're back. Yeah, I'm here to lay low again. Another day has passed. During lunchtime, Natsuki finds herself having wandered to the stairwell once more. Hey, did you buy that?
Natsuki quickly notices a bottle of iced tea of the staircase where she normally sits. Yuri nods, avoiding eye contact. What, like for me? But you didn't know I was coming here today. What if I didn't show up? Well, I would have drank it myself, I guess. It was a stupid thing to do. No, it wasn't stupid. I just thought, never mind. What I meant to say is thank you, and that is a really nice gesture. It's okay if you don't feel that way. I do. It was the other thing that I didn't mean. I swear, please believe me. Yuri pauses and nods. Talking is hard. I get it wrong a lot too, so I believe you. Natsuki exhales in relief. Wow, they're becoming friends on my eyes. She then sits down next to Yuri and takes a drink. Knowing Yuri, she was probably overthinking it so much that Natsuki's tepid response filled her with self-doubt. I'll do something nice for you next time. Please, don't feel obligated. I wanna do nice things too. Okay, thank you. You can thank me after I figure out how to do something nice. I'll do it then too. Natsuki sighs. Nothing. It just reminds me how I haven't been getting along with my friends lately. Is that why you've been coming here? Well, no, not exactly. I haven't been avoiding them on purpose or anything. There are just other things I'd rather be doing during lunch lately. I like being around them when we are all just having fun, but they also just can't take anything seriously. So when I don't know, feeling serious, then their attitudes just really get on my nerves. It's only gotten worse ever since I joined the literature club. How come? I don't know. I feel like I used to be really good with just putting up with it, because it would be so stupid to cause drama over a joke I didn't like or something, but I just have a hard time doing that lately. But it's my fault for being overly sensitive. If I have a problem, I'm not gonna demand for everyone around me to change. But yeah, I know. Monica and Sayori really don't agree with that kind of thing. But they are not in my position, so it's easy for them to say that you should just communicate your feelings or whatever. It's not like my friend group does that kind of thing. I would just be making an embarrassment of myself. Sorry, none of this has anything to do with you. I don't know why I'm talking about it. It's okay. I like listening. What? Listening to other people's problems? Yes. That's weird. Sorry, I just like learning about people. Do you think it's weird? No, that's not weird. I probably just misunderstood, so I don't know. Does that mean I should keep going? If you'd like. Okay, well, I don't know what to talk about now. What are some things that you like about your friends? A lot of things. I mean, they are really funny to hang out with, but after school and on the weekends. And they really like my baking, and it's fun to complain about school together. They make me laugh a lot, and we have a lot of good memories and inside jokes. Oh, I'm bad at a lot of those things. So, are those all things that are important to you? Well, kind of, but they're not things I need to get out of everybody. Everyone in the club is really different from that, but I'm still friends with them too. Well, Sayori really likes your baking, and she makes you laugh, and she complains a lot. That doesn't mean she's anything like my other friends. Well, unlike them, she's a nice person who cares about your feelings. Excuse me? How about you don't talk about that way about my friends that you don't know anything about? Natsuki stands up. Damn, no, girls, it was so good. No, wait, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I didn't want to say something bad. Please don't leave. Natsuki sighs and shakes her head. It's fine, as long as you understand that you can't just judge people like that. I'm sorry. Natsuki sits back down. That's my guess! Yes! They didn't argue. It was close, but they didn't. You can't just compare friends like that and like measure who's better than who. Everyone's different.
I'm sorry. I just don't like people who want to hurt you.
A moment of silence stretches between them. They don't want to hurt me. We just like to tease each other about stupid things. It's fun. Last time when I saw those friends teasing you, Natsuki, they were kinda mean to you.
I don't like that.
Well, that's why I'm friends with them and you're not.
You like it?
Just don't worry so much about me. It's not worth it.
I'm sorry. I wish I knew how to help with social conflicts. Like how Monika can. She's good at these things.
Not really. Also, I don't always want help. Sometimes it's just stuff I have to deal with myself. That's what Monica and Sayori never seem to understand. Sometimes all you do is look at them wrong and they all like, what's wrong? Is everything okay? I just want to mind my own business sometimes and decide myself if I want to talk about the things. The only one who understands that is you. So you really shouldn't be so hard on yourself. You are not as bad as you think.
Oh, you don't need to reassure me or anything.
I mean that. Plus, it makes sense that someone who doesn't talk a lot would make a good listener.
Thank you. You're also nice. Oh,
it's really hard for me. It doesn't come naturally at all. It's so weird because I always thought of myself as someone who can just say whatever's on my mind, but I feel like that's only works when I'm annoyed or upset or I want to say something mean. But why am I like that? You don't have to answer that. I'm just talking to myself. Yuri nods and remains silent. Natsuki notices her fidgeting with the pages of her book. How come you like reading so much?
Well, a lot of reasons, but I just get sucked into it so easily. It's so immersive, like I want to be part of it. I think there are a lot of things about people in real life that make me feel uncomfortable and frustrated, especially when it comes to following social conventions and group interactions. I just don't really understand it and I have no real desire to participate. But it's different with books. It feels like I always want to be around the characters. I feel such a strong emotional connection with them in ways that I've never felt with real people. So in that way, it can sometimes feel more real than real life.
Really? It's that hard for you to be around people like all the time?
Fairly often, especially in group settings, when people are making all kinds of conversation and saying jokes and all of that. I don't know what to do and I just disengage.
Oh, that doesn't get lonely.
I don't think so. I can still enjoy spending time with people one on one, and I have online friends too, of course.
Do you ever wish that you could be friends with the characters in your books?
All the time, sometimes so badly that it makes my heart ache.
Yeah, me too.
Really?
Uh-huh, a lot. Like, more than anything.
They've got so much in common. After Natsuki mutters that, silence fills the stairwell once more. But it's a mutual silence, one full of understanding. Ah, my girls. Amazing. So, the last part of self-love. And let me just check. How much should take?
Okay. Let's go! Self-love part 2. Natsuki and Yuri. My throat hurts. Hey.
Oh, hello. I almost thought you weren't coming today.
Oh, yeah, well,
Lunch is already more than halfway over. Natsuki had typically been meeting Yuri in a Star Wars much earlier since it had been a good way of dodging her friends when she didn't feel like seeing them. Today she's holding a large plastic container in both hands. I ran in with my friends, so I hung out with them for a while. Is that so? Yeah. I was in a good mood today, so I figured I should. I hadn't seen them in a while, which I had to come up with an excuse for, but I expected that. Plus, I have way more of this than I know what to do with, so I figured I would share with them too. As she sits down, Natsuki opens the lid of her container. You made cupcakes. You know it. It's been a while at this point, so I figured it was about time again. You can take one if you want. Yuri takes a cupcake and carefully twists it between her fingers. It's brown with dark green frosting, immaculately shaped into a floral pattern and topped with some kind of glittery powder. How pretty! I just ate, so I may not be able to finish it. Are they for the club? Yeah, I guess so. I didn't really think about it. I just made them. Oh, I just thought that because green is Monica's favorite color, right? Well, yeah, but that's not really... Yuri makes a small bite. That is green tea flavored. I love green tea. Oh, do you? I was just a random idea I wanted to try, so... Don't laugh at me. I'm not. I just felt happy. Oh, sorry. Usually when... never mind. What I mean is that I'm glad. Sorry for saying dumb things again. I just wanted to do something nice. And this is something I happen to be good at. And I do know that you like them from past experience. Yuri turns red, recalling the time she treated herself rather generously to Natsuki's cupcakes. Ironically, her mouth is still full of cupcakes of her to stammer an excuse, so she just settles for a disapproving look. How did you get into baking? Oh, well, I don't know. It's kind of just always appealed to me. Well, a few years ago, I read this one manga with a lot of baking, so I got like super into it for a while. I was probably making stuff almost every day, but it's something that I always knew I liked anyway. It's like, baking is like art, but when you get good at it, it gets more delicious too. I'm struggling to imagine myself putting my heart into something so artistic, knowing that it would be just be eaten afterwards. Yeah, maybe you're too practical for it. I think I prefer not to be on the receiving end. That's my other favorite part about it. It's something I can do that makes a lot of people happy, like unconditionally. Everyone is always so thankful, and in that moment you get to be like the bringer of joy. I don't know, it just makes me feel valued. Yeah, I guess that. So, you were able to make up with your friends today? There wasn't anything to make up with them about. We weren't fighting or anything. You weren't? Maybe I misunderstood. It only turns into a fight if I lose my cool, and that's just unnecessary drama. It only makes things worse. So they're not going to stop? I mean, it only happens sometimes anyway. It's just the way they are. I'm the only one who ever has a problem with it. It's not worth it, especially since I have somewhere to go now when I don't feel like hanging out with them. Oh, I see. The cupcake's empty fold wrapper audibly crinkles as Yuri's clenches at first. I'm glad that the situation is resolved and that you don't have to avoid them anymore. Yeah, me too. But if she don't have to avoid them, she wouldn't come here. And I don't have to bother you during your alone time anymore. I'm sure you have a lot of reading to catch up on. Yeah. I know that cupcakes are basically nothing compared to all the stuff you've done for me, but it's the best I can do, so you can have the rest of them. Natsuki grabs the box and slides it over to Yuri's feet. Yuri stares at the box, then she shakes her head and slides them back. You should save them for your other friends. But I made them for you. Natsuki's voice whines as she protests. I know, and I like them very much, exactly as you thought. You succeeded, but I know you care about making your other friends happy too. And if this is the way you know how to make that happen, then I'm not going to take it from you. No, they were for making you happy. You make me happy. You're worth more than cupcakes to some people. That's why they want to spend time with you and be your friends. Without warning, tears pours from Natsuki's eyes. She pulls her knees to her chest and starts sobbing into her arms. Natsuki? I'm such a bad person. Yuri stammers, feeling panicked. I didn't mean to say something bad. Natsuki shakes her head and wipes her eyes. You didn't. Natsuki tries to choke back her sobs but struggles to speak through them. I just really hate myself sometimes. Everyone do. And it feels so wrong when you say those nice things to me, like I don't deserve it. I'm sorry. No, I am. It's so difficult, and I can't think of even a single thing about myself that somebody would like. And I hated myself for bothering you during lunch. I just thought it was my chance to be a good person, like to be nice and do the things you wrote about in the letter. I knew if I tried in the club, Sayori and Monica would be super annoying and make a huge deal out of it. You know, I think a lot of those negative things too about myself. I never felt like a good person. I always scrutinize everything I say, and later I feel like I said all the wrong things. And I just spent so much time thinking about myself, hating myself, and feeling like everyone else must hate me too. So I understand some of that through my own experience, and that's why I wanted to write the letter and express my feelings. It painted me to see those things in someone else that I saw in myself. Natsuki sniffles. Yuri rustles through her bag and pulls out some tissues and hands them to Natsuki. Monica told me that it takes a good person to reflect on these things. The desire to improve yourself, that makes you a good person. So don't worry so much. Also, there are things about you that people would like, so... Like what? Like how you're fun for people to be around. And you're not shy, and you know how to make people laugh, and you're very passionate about things, and you know how to take the lead, and you care a lot about other people, and just a lot of things. Oh. Well, now you're making me feel really embarrassed. Well, you're the one who asked, and don't you think I feel embarrassed? Natsuki tries to hide a smile, then she sighs and as it fades again. Every time I come here, I always think it's the last time, but then I keep coming back for some reason. Is that bad? Just really confusing. I mean, my friends and I go way back, so ditching them all the time feels like, I don't know. Feels like what? Natsuki's voice gets quiet. Maybe I'm scared that they'll get mad at me. I really don't know what to do. She pauses. Yuri stares into the distance, tracing her eyes along the patterns of the floor tiles while she thinks to herself. What would you do, hypothetically, if your friends were happy for you instead of mad at you? Oh. Ho. That's the good question. Happy for what? Happy for your new club is making you happy. Well, that's just not a fair hypothetical. Blah, 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 blah. Natsuki says that, but with little confidence in her voice. I always told myself that I don't rely on the approval of the others to be happy. And I still feel that way, but I'm spending time with people who put me down whenever I don't have their approval. That's probably what's making me feel so confused. because I'm threatened out of the things that should make me happy. No matter what, it's like I have to be unhappy to be happy. It's making me my head hard. That must make it really difficult to feel comfortable with yourself. Being made to feel like you're wrong just for being the person you are. It really goes against everything I believe in, doesn't it? It goes against the kind of person I want to be. I'm fed up with it. I'm fed up with a lot of things. Natsuki pressed her palms into her forehead and shakes her head. I know what's the best for me, but I keep convincing myself out of it. It's so much easier to be comfortably unhappy when that it is to do something so scary. To do what? To end it. With them? Natsuki nods. I didn't think you were actively considering that as an option. I wasn't until recently. It's just one of those things where, it's been a certain way for so long that you just get used to it. So much of you has gone into it, so much that it feels like that's just how the life is. And throwing it away is like throwing away such a big part of your life. It makes me feel sick to think about. Natsuki sighs. It's just really scary. It's terrifying. What are you scared of? I don't know, a lot of things. Just like being alone, not having anyone to talk or to hang out with, not being able to replace what I have with them, and I don't want to have them to hate me, and I'm scared they'll hurt me for going against them physically. Not physically, but Yuri clenches her fists. Natsuki? What? If anyone even thinks to cause you harm, I will unleash hell upon them. Wow! Natsuki snorts in laughter. Don't laugh at me. Sorry, I like that. That's all. Oh, well, I mean it. I meant it. I know you did. Natsuki gives Yuri an unerring look. I needed it. As the conversation lapses, Natsuki again slides her box of cupcakes over to Yuri. Ending toxic friendships is problematic. It is, Rattle, I know. I mean, I haven't been in one, I think. But my friend was, and I know it's a bit problematic to end. Oh, you have been. Well, so you can tell from the experience, guys. Just take them, okay? I don't want other people to have them anymore. Are you sure? Natsuki nods. I'm sure. I will then. I'll enjoy them. Natsuki looks away, but the feeling of warmth spreads through her. She holds on to that feeling, knowing it will give her courage. Oh, you're here first today? Are you brought reading material? Natsuki is sitting in her usual spot, this time holding a volume of manga while her lunch sits besides her. Yuri sits down as well and opens her own book. It's sucks when a good series has to come to an end. It's such a big part of your life and then one day there's just nothing left. It makes you feel so empty. Unfortunately, I'm about to experience that myself. I'm on the last book of this series. That sucks. But there's also something satisfying about letting a story conclude. I don't know if I'd want it to go on forever. Maybe. But there are some things that I wish could. On the other hand, have you ever read something that overstayed its welcome? Yeah, definitely. I can think of at least one thing I read that got pretty unbearable. Halfway through and the ending really sucked. So it sucks when something good has to end, but it also sucks when they just keep inventing more plot until you don't like it anymore. I guess it sucks either way. Well, that's the nature of all things. They come to an end. The two fall silent. They slowly eat while making their way through their respective reading material. Except Natsuki doesn't seem to be touching her food at all. You don't go out during the weekends, right? Excuse me? With friends at the mall or downtown or whatever. I'm not a total shut-in, you know. Oh, my bad for making assumptions. Well, I'm sure I go out less often than other people like you and the others in the club. I don't really meet with friends and which really spend time like that. I'm usually meeting with my board game group. Board game group? It doesn't matter, it's just some more nerdy stuff. What do you ask anyway? I was just curious. I just realized that I couldn't picture it, so I was just curious. Yuri looks at Natsuki and realizes that she's shaking. Don't look at me like that. Sorry. Natsuki pulls her knees into her chest and puts her head down. I can't take this. Did I do something? Yuri gets flustered, her mind racing over what she may have said or done. I did. I ended it. I texted them earlier, telling them, and then I just blocked them because I'm so afraid of their responses. And now it feels like I'm dying inside. Oh, I'm sorry. Totally unsure of what to do, Yuri can barely find any words of support to offer. Meanwhile, the sound of Natsuki unusually hard breathing fills the air. Then she speaks again, barely above a whisper. Help me. I feel sick and I want to hit my head against things. Please help, I can't take this. You may be having a panic attack. With that realization, Yuri's demeanor suddenly changes. I have experience with this, so I'll help you through it, okay? Natsuki meekly nods through her rapid breath, head still buried in her knees. Yuri slides herself over to Natsuki and sits on the step behind her. Then she puts her hands on Natsuki's shoulder. Can you feel my hands? Natsuki nods. Her shaking becomes much more apparent through Yuri's sense of touch. Yuri keeps her voice low and gentle. You are safe right now. You're in a good and safe place where nothing can hurt you. Natsuki nods once more. Although Yuri is only touching Natsuki's shoulder, she can practically feel her racing pulse through the base of her neck. We'll do a breathing exercise together. All you have to do is listen to my breaths and breathe along with me. Damn. Let's breathe in now. Yuri takes a deep, slow breath. Beneath her hands, she feels Natsuki's shoulder rise as Natsuki takes a breath of her own, trying to mimic Yuri. They exhale together, although Natsuki's breath shakes on the way out. That's good, keep going. Yuri breathes in once more and Natsuki joins her. They continue like that for a few more cycles while Yuri closely monitors. Eventually, Yuri feels Natsuki rest more of her weight into Yuri's palms. Let's focus on the physical word. All you have to do is focus on the feeling of your breaths going in and out, and the weight of my hands on your shoulders. You're in a safe and comfortable physical space. Minutes pass in silence, but now the worst of it has passed, but Yuri is determined not to move away until Natsuki prompts her to. Meanwhile, Natsuki has lifted her head off her knees and her breathing has mostly steadied. Then she takes a final deep breath and slowly pulls herself to her feet, causing Yuri to let go. She stretches her arms. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to freak out. I don't know what my deal is. You don't have to apologize. This must be enormously stressful for you. Is that going to keep happening? It may or it may not. We can take measures to help prevent in the future, but I think it will naturally get better over time. Natsuki motions to sit back down again, so Yuri moves over. Yuri turns away to pick up her open book from the dusty floor which she had hastily set down earlier. She brushes the dust off the cover. I don't think I could have gotten through that alone. You're not alone. Feeling shy again, Yuri speaks into her own lap. From now on, you don't have to do anything alone. Oh, is it time for a picture? As she says that, Yuri tenses up. It's rare for her to so openly share her thoughts, but somehow I think about Natsuki, of all people, makes it feel so much more natural to do so. Perhaps because like Yuri, Natsuki is so timid and uncertain of herself. Natsuki does such a good job at hiding it that it's taken a long time for Yuri to finally realize it. And because of that, Yuri is able to deliver the reassurance that she herself would have wanted, demonstrating that you deserve the love of others. If you can accept that for the first time, then perhaps you can begin the tumultuous journey of learning to love yourself. Ah, what a cute picture! Look at them sitting next to each other and reading. Amazing. Do you really mean that? You're probably gonna regret saying that if you do. Best picture, black screen. Yes. My jaw hurts. That's not even a joke. How much more? 5 minutes more of reading. I need a little break. Is Natsuki even reading? I don't know, maybe. Hard to tell. You're probably gonna regret saying that if you do. How so? Because I'm probably gonna have a lot of free time during the weekends from now on. So you're giving me permission to be as annoying as I want to and drag you around to a lot of places. I see. But you already said it, so you can't take it back now. Well, I suppose I have no choice but to accept that responsibility then. Uh-huh. I know a good ice cream place. Oh? That means you finally figure out my favorite ice cream flavor. Huh? What are you talking about? Oh, you don't remember? The first day that you came to the club, you guessed everyone's favorite ice cream flavor, but for me, you said you had no idea. Seriously? I don't remember that at all. Oh, wait, yes, I do. I said it was probably green tea. Yuri shakes her head. It's a good guess, but my favorite is usually to get chocolate and raspberry together. Chocolate and raspberry? How fancy. How is that fancy? Oh, I don't know. I feel like I should have guessed something like that. Well, maybe next time I'll try chocolate and strawberry. Hey, strawberry is my favorite. What a coincidence. I think it helps to have something to look forward to. I still have the sick feeling in my stomach, but it's easier now to convince myself that I did the right thing. Is there anything better I could be doing? Now that I know of, there's nothing that will make this easy for me, and you already did more than I thought anyone could. Come to think of it, we never talked about the letter you wrote, but I feel like we've way past that at this point. I don't even know what to talk about, except that I think it helped me understand my needs a little bit better. The way I like to be treated, and the kinds of friends that I want to have. That's why I wanted to start coming here in the first place. Even though I was so scared of causing more problems. I thought it was a coincidence that you ran into me here initially. Oh, well, not exactly. What do you mean? Nothing? I may have tracked you down first. With the help of Sayori. But you said I was shy, okay? I wasn't ready to whatever you know what I'm saying. Well, I guess I'm glad that you worked up the courage. Even if it was in your own way. I can tell that you've been making a lot of difficult decisions. It's brave and it will make things better in the long run. I think anyone would be proud of you for it. Anyone? You mean like you? Yes, like me. You know, I could get used to this. As long as you don't tease me too much. Fine. Just a little then. That's fine. I know how uncertain everything feels to you right now, but I really do think that good things are in store. Those are my honest feelings. Thanks. It feels nice to be reassured. Is it the end? The two girls continue their conversation through the reminder of lunch, but a new feeling hangs in the air, a feeling of greater certainty in their path forward. In just a few hours, there will be another literature club meeting where the four full club members will happily spend time together. Each of them, all with their own special qualities, have something unique that they can deliver to one another. Through friendship and literature, the club members will continue to grow and find new happiness together. The end of each chapter is the start of the next. Yuri thinks to herself, since she's about to finish her long-running series, it would be best to have a new book lined up. Perhaps this weekend would be a good time to visit her bookstore. Together. Woo! Woo! Cherry flavor is my favorite. Wow! I don't remember now what flavor is my favorite. To be honest. So I'm tired. By the way, if you like literature, there's a great movie called Dead Poetry Society, Robin Williams in it. Let me check this. Mine is my chocolate. Oh yeah, we've been talking about this. I don't remember now my answers. Oh. Wait. Oh, this. Yes, I've heard about this movie. Yeah. It's time to finish. So officially, I demand this game as finished. Whoa! Oh my god, my jaw hurts. So where is DDLC? And DDLC logo. Now let's. Warning though, might cry. Okay, I'm noted. Okay, I've deleted this now. That was a long journey indeed. Hop. Hop. A long journey, but a good one. I like this journey. Okay, so I finished this game. So right now the games we're playing, no collabs, only I play by myself, is technically Dandy Ace, this Gaia, and the Hogwarts Legacy. But Dandy Ace is technically not streamed, and this Gaia I almost don't stream as well. Haha. Yes. So technically only Hogwarts Legacy has left. So on August I will definitely start playing new game. I can tell you now which one. My patrons might know because it was patrons special content. I told you my plans one day. And now let me show you my schedule. Corpse Party. I do not answer that question. We'll see. You will see. All I can say that there's gonna be some reading. So let me show you schedule. This is my schedule for this week. 2 streams only. On Tuesday is gonna be Hogwarts Legacy again, perhaps 3 to 4 hours like last time. And on Thursday, my last stream this month, it's Hateful Boyfriend. Thanks for Kat for buying again. And I've read that this wait, let me check this again. Hateful Boyfriend, How Long to Beat. So howlongtobeat.com says it's hour and a half length game, but if I would like to obtain 100% completion, then it might be 9 hours and a half. But I kinda do not care about 100 completion in this game. I just want to have a good experience with dating pigeons and other birds. So it's gonna be my last stream this month, with great fun, dating pigeons, dating birds, and some announcement about for how long I will be leaving. What can you expect during my break? Because it's not like I'm leaving you without any content, okay? And yes. So see ya on Tuesday and Thursday. Hateful Boyfriend LML. I'm ashamed that I know about this game. See, I'm not, because during the stream I ran for my wishlist on Steam and I was very confused what the game is doing here, and Kat decided to buy it for me, so I bought it thanks to his money, and now we can play it on Thursday. So, well, actually I'm gonna start a new game before my break, which wasn't the idea, but who cares? Haha. And timer those reading. 3 hours of just reading without no stop. Oh my god, my poor Joe. Okay, so thank you very much again. That was a pleasure to play with you today, to read all of this. Thank you, and see you on Tuesday. I'm gonna post my schedule on Twitter, Discord, and YouTube, like tomorrow, I guess. I'm not sure if I can do this now. I've got some other things to do. So, thank you. Lai lai, ayasumi nasai. Bye bye, bye bye bye.